Go to the next. Uh-oh.
I just remembered to start the recording, so sorry about that.
Oh, okay. All right. Here's, I'll have this next screen. Homes and our home furnishings in North America come from all over the world. And they're sourced from all, different parts of the world. And these material standards are not adequately harmonized between the different nations. And unfortunately, commercial interests often override the health concerns associated with many of these products. And the British Journal, the medical journal, states that it's quite clear that environmental and lifestyle factors are the key causes of human disease, which is accounting for perhaps as much as 70% of our different cancers. Studies have also showed that we have between 400 and 800 different chemicals over time that we have absorbed into our bodies that is stored in our bodies in fat cells. And so it's kind of important for us to be aware of what some of these are so we can kind of start limiting this to help our overall wellness. Realistically, most customers and consumers are unable to do or to have the time or even the expertise to know exactly how to monitor the products and materials for the hazardous material content. But there are a few simple strategies that we can do to help reduce our exposure in our home. And one of those is just knowing what some of the common toxins are, knowing what a safe substitute would be to mitigate the hazards that we're bringing into our home, to ventilate our house, make sure we're just airing it out from time to time, especially during the winter months. For our body personally, drinking water to flush toxins. Water does not neutralize the toxins because the kidneys do that, but we use the water to help get rid of the certain waste products and flush them out of our system. I like to use the lemon, wild orange, or even grapefruit in my water to help with that detox purpose. The other thing that we need to realize that I didn't know, our common household dust. Toxins actually accumulate within that dust, and they will stick to that dust. And this is according to WebMD. So it was recommended that we vacuum our floors very frequently with the HEPA filters. Also making sure we clean those bags very frequently, and also dusting with the microfibers that actually pick up the dust and hold it together, and instead of just redistributing it into the air.
Candace, can I ask you a question? I used to, of course, do all the things wrong when my kids were little, but I even bought the Swiffer, what I thought was microfiber things, but the last ones I bought about a year or two ago, I pulled it out of the box and I couldn't handle the smell. So they've got to have something on them that you shouldn't do, and I've ended up giving them all away. So what would you use? You said a microfiber cloth. Would you use an oil something to dust, or would you just?
Actually, it said if you just use water, put water on the, not saturate it, but just damp.
Right.
And it will cling to the microfiber, and then you just wash it. There is a brand out, and the name just left me. It was sold through a home party, and they sell the microfiber brooms. I mean,
Is it
mops,
Norwex?
dust.
It's the stuff that
That's it.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Norwex.
Yeah. And basically theirs is a microfiber, and you dampen it. And that's all you need to use. If you're wanting to polish, then of course you can use some of the oils. But just to pick up the dust, it says just a damp cloth is the best way to go about that. The picture you see here, I'll let you y'all can read that as I'm going through some of this. It blew my mind, some of the things. The room looks like it's excellent, but there are toxins in there that we need to be aware of. When we break our toxins down into different categories, we've got they call them VOCs, or the volatile organic compounds, and these are the chemicals that vaporize and cause gases in our home. And the main sources of that type of contaminant is new carpets. New carpets are very, very heavily toxic. New home furnishings like your draperies, your rugs, your throw pillows, interior paints, particle boards, plywood, pressed wood products, new plastics, electronics, deodorants, cleaning fluids, varnishes, shampoos and cosmetics, dry cleaned clothing, moth repellents, air fresheners, burning wood stoves and tobacco products, and detergents. These are all under the volatile organic compounds that, that can, and some of the risks that those cause, eye and respiratory problems, headaches, dizziness, memory, and chronic exposure to these can cause increased risk for cancer, liver disease, kidney disease, and central nervous system damage. And of course, our young and our old are more susceptible to the VOCs. The next category would be our pesticides. And when I was first reading about pesticides, I was thinking more of what we use in our house to spray for bugs, or what we're using in our garden, or the fertilizers on our yard. The number one way this comes into our homes is through our food, our vegetables, our fruits, and our commercially raised meats.
Wow.
So that was something that was very interesting to me. I've always washed my fruits and vegetables, and then I read, put a little bit of the On Guard soap into the basin. I fill up my basin, the sink, with water, soak my vegetables and fruits for a while, and then hopefully that's getting rid of some of it. And another category would be our molds and our fungus, our fungal toxins, called mycotoxins, and they can cause a range of health issues with just a very small exposure to the molds. Our sources for the molds would be, of course, a contaminated building, an older building that has the mold problems, damp areas with frequent temperature changes. And then, of course, airborne particles from furnace blowers and from our AC units. There again, the problems that we have associated with that is our mucous membranes, our respiratory system, and our immune system. I found it real interesting. They said that the cooler you can keep it, and of course, the lower the humidity, 60% or lower in humidity, will reduce the airborne particles. So in some areas, that's going to require, a dehumidifier. Not so much in Seguin, but some areas. Also, it said to store your newspaper, cardboards, drywall, that type of thing, in very dry areas, because they have a tendency to be a source of contamination for this.
Can I say something? That is crazy, because I don't have allergies like I used to, because I know it's because of the oils and because of the Lifelong Vitality. Because my daughters have been here recently and they're sneezing their heads off and they got the allergies that I gave them, but I don't have reaction anymore. But I used to have the newspaper come in, and we don't buy the newspaper, but it was like the sale ads that would come in once a week. And literally I would take that apart and I would start sneezing. Yeah. I never even thought of it being something that was.
Me either. Yeah.
I like what Lee just said. Yeah, go Sharon.
Sometimes it's the inks that they use in that as well, because at the post office, we've got them in pallets, and the smell would be unbelievable.
I can't imagine. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you got to deal with it all. Yeah. So Lee in the chat says you can use lemon oil on your heater or AC filters to reduce the mold. That's brilliant.
Yes, and I'll use the lemon and rosemary and lavender on my filters, and when that air comes through, it smells wonderful. It really does.
Love it.
Okay, another category of contaminants are going to be our phthalates and the PVC, which is the polyvinyl chloride. And these chemicals are primarily used to lengthen the life of fragrances and everything that we use, and then also to soften plastics like your shower curtains, the storage containers that we use, plastic bottles, plastic baby bottles, toys. And there's also in cosmetics and fixatives, anything for like dental appliances, those fixatives will have it in it.
Stop living. It
Pardon
sounds
me?
like you're covering everything in our entire life.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. And I think it would be totally impossible to get rid of it all. So we just have to kind of, be aware and start to try to detox as much as we can.
Wow.
Yeah,
We can
it's
keep
crazy.
it out of our homes. We may not be able to totally keep ourselves from being exposed to it, but we can keep it out of our homes as much as possible. And then
Right. And to realize that the air in our home, we need to be opening up and ventilating our house a little bit better too. Letting open the windows and doors, have a cross ventilation, get the bad air out and the good air in. The other one that we wanted to talk a little bit about was the heavy metals, like your arsenic and your mercury, your lead and your aluminum. Those, of course, accumulate tissues of our body. And the main source for those chemicals is through our drinking water. Some seafoods, our vaccinations, our pesticides, antiperspirants, building materials, and lead paints that we use. And of course, the risks there are cancer, neurological disorders, increased probability of Alzheimer's disease, or foggy head, fatigue, nausea, and vomiting. So those are all problems that can be related to that particular problem. Chloroform is another one that when chlorine is added to our water, it causes the reaction that creates chloroform. So we need to be careful. Obviously, filter your water. Be a little bit aware of what your counts are within your municipal waters, and if you're on well water, you're probably got a little bit better chance of having cleaner water. But it was real interesting on how to minimize your exposure to that. Of course, they said, use water filtering, but to install low flow shower heads in your shower, which I didn't think about. They said the warm water releases the chloroform chemical more so than cool water. And the more force you have, of course, the more the gas is coming through. So they're saying reduce the temperature of your water. Don't do really, really, really hot showers. Or if you are going to do a hot shower or a hot bath, turn on your exhaust fan in your bathroom to pull some of those gases out. Also, it said to locate your washing machine in a well-ventilated area or even outside of the house. And I got to thinking, oh my gosh, my grandmother had a little washroom that was not in the house, and then I've seen people around here in Seguin, they'll have it in their garage, which I thought, oh, that's just not, I don't want my washing machine out in the garage, but actually that'd probably be better for us. But generally speaking, it's really difficult to identify specific toxins in the home and take the appropriate measures. But we do have a few suggestions that can help us limit that amount using your toxic-free cleaning products. Also suggested going shoe-free. 90% of the chemicals that contaminate your carpeting, your fabrics, your rugs, come in on the bottom of your shoes. So take your shoes off, go barefoot in your house. Avoid chemical pest control products, and then also incorporating toxin reducing houseplants in your house. So I started Googling what are toxin eating houseplants. Any of your palms, your lady palm, your bamboo palm, rubber plants, Boston fern, philodendron, ficus, and the dwarf date palms are all excellent at pulling the chemicals out of the air and cleaning your air for you in the house, which was kind of cool. And then, of course, changing your filters very frequently. Avoid using artificial air fresheners, toothpaste, antiperspirants, and cosmetics and perfumes. Switch to natural natural toiletries. Dryer sheets is also one that's really, really bad, and fabric softeners. They're filled with synthetic fragrances that cause an awful lot of problems.
Any alternatives, Candace? Any alternatives for that? Because fabric softener sheets is one I've really had a hard time giving up because of the static.
Okay, what I have done, and I've taken one of the little microfiber cloths, and I'll put some. I like to use balance oil, and I put balance in a little spray bottle, spritz my cloth, throw it in with my wet clothes, and dry it, and it smells really good. And I've used balance, I've used lavender, I've used lemon.
White vinegar, Shalene.
Pardon me?
I've
White vinegar.
vinegar in the
Yep.
water soft, not water, laundry soft.
In your rinse
Static.
cycle?
Yeah.
In the rinse cycle? Okay, that's good. I
Or
didn't know
you
about
can
that.
you can do the
Those
same thing. You
balls.
can put it on your cloth with your oil and toss it in with the clothes that are drying.
Good idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
those wool balls work really
Yeah,
well. I've used
I
them for
use the
years.
balls too, yeah.
Got the
Yeah.
balls in there, but I first put drops all over my balls, and then I ended up getting oil on my clothes. It doesn't get on, but just a few spots here and there, and
Yeah.
it feels
I
like.
don't use any oil. I just use the
Yeah.
balls.
But then somebody gave me the idea. I think it was Diane Brault said to put a couple drops of oil on the balls and put them in a sock, and then
Yeah.
So that's probably what I need to do.
Yeah.
And when
I-
you're using the ball, you can put the vinegar on the ball too.
Oh, okay. All right.
It
Hadn't thought of
was
that.
Moving around that soften the clothes though, so you can't have them in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was
believe
also-
it was a doTERRA blog about this that said to reduce the static, to wad up foil and put it in your dryer with the ball.
Foil?
With the ball. Foil.
Awesome.
Foil.
Wow. Huh.
Look that up.
I'd be worried that might mess up some of the fabrics.
I wouldn't want to do it
Also heating
because
the
what
aluminum.
happens when you heat up the aluminum?
Yeah.
Right. Then you've got, mhm.
Gases from the
I
aluminum.
don't know. That was just on one of the blogs for this.
Huh.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to look that up while we're talking.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, unfortunately, that's all the bad stuff, but fortunately, we do have doTERRA coming in to help us with some of these toxic-free living ideas. And we know that our two major sources of toxins are, of course, our household products and our personal care products. So we have a whole list of wonderful products that are readily available to us at wholesale prices when we have a membership, and takes all of the guesswork out. We know that they're clean, they're ready to roll. In the personal care line products, we have the toothpaste and the mouthwash I love, and it gets wonderful reviews from our dental panels for good oral hygiene and reducing the bacteria that causes gum disease and what have you. Then we have our doTERRA deodorant, and this is the balance. We also have the Douglas Fir and Greek Orange. Of course, some of my favorite was the Beautiful and the Citrus Bliss, which I still have a couple that I've hoarded away for me, but they're no longer available right now. I'm hoping somewhere down the line, maybe we'll have that back. Then we have in our salon essentials, we have our shampoo and conditioner. So that is something that's easy to switch out. And then in our skincare line, which the toxins in most of our skincare products that are on the market today, it's scary. It's really scary what's in some of those. 2 years ago, I switched and I haven't missed any of the products at all. I absolutely love both the Virage and the Essential Skin Care System. I'm probably a little bit more fond of the Essential Skin Care System because it's the anti-aging moisturizer. But my favorite cleanser is the Virage cleanser. It smells good. I know it's toxin free. I just love it. So that is available to us. When we move on to our household products. I can't speak higher of the On Guard products. If you would take them away from me now, I think I would just, cry. The On Guard Cleaner Concentrate is everything. I mean, I use it for everything. I put it in a spray bottle and use it for surface cleaning. I'll put it in my mop bucket, mop the floors. I use it in the toilets. I use it in the bathtub. I use it everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And one survey or one study that I found said that people spend, on average, American homes spend $42 per month on cleaning products. And since I have switched over, I'm using On Guard, and a 16-ounce spray bottle lasts me months. And it has, I think, a tablespoon of the concentrated cleanser in it. That foaming hand wash it's fabulous. I give that as gifts to people. And I loved when it's in every one of my bathrooms. As I'm washing my hands, I just clean the basin out, and the whole room smells clean and fresh. I know it's good to go. To get rid of those air fresheners and candles that we've been burning, our diffusing of our essential oils is absolutely perfect. Purify is one that totally cleans the air. The On Guard, I like to diffuse just On Guard. Sometimes I add a little bit of clove. And I know that's cleaning the airspace around me. I also love playing with my own little recipes that I come up with. One of my favorite one, I call it the Clean Kitchen, and it's 3 drops of lemon, 3 drops of lime, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of rosemary. And I'll put that in my diffuser in my kitchen, and the whole area smells clean and fresh. And with the citrus, of course, that's a mood uplifter. So, that's good. The lavender is kind of calming. And of course, the rosemary and the lavender are in the same family. But give that a try. I love it. I've also put that same recipe in my the sprayer, the doTERRA sprayer that you add water in. And when I sprayed, everybody said, "What is that?" I always have comments, and I love when I'm in the house, I get used to the fragrance. But if I go outside, come back in, it just smells so good. It makes me feel like, okay, well, the house may not be completely clean, but it's going to smell clean. Okay, and then we have our On Guard laundry detergent. I want to give you a little bit of information that I have on laundry detergents. Of course, laundry is our dirty word. It's a necessary evil with our clothed society, but we all have it. We all have our dirty laundry, and unfortunately, it's one of the worst sources of toxins as far as for our bodies is the laundry detergent that we have possibly used in the past. Our mainstream and big brand laundry products are loaded with toxins. In fact, there are over 1,600 research studies on sodium lauryl sulfate alone, and it's one of the major ingredients of all of our detergents. The studies have showed that it's directly linked to the irritation of the skin and eyes, organ toxicity, reproductive issues, neurotoxicity, hormone disruption, cellular damage, and even cancer. And when we use these laundry detergents, of course, the fabric absorbs it. We wear them as we're wearing them, and it's rubbing against our skin. Our skin is absorbing it. And especially in hot areas or humid areas, you're getting even more. And
go ahead.
University of Washington recently conducted a study analyzing all of the top detergents that we have in our grocery stores, and found out that they all have these toxic substances, but it's not even listed on there unless you have a study that some of these that the University of Washington has done. And I thought, okay, I'm going to check. I had an old bottle of Tide. I went and looked. Sure enough, it's not listed, but the sodium lauryl sulfate is in there, but we don't know it's there. I think I just somehow moved there we go. Sorry. And then if you see, of course, if you see the ingredient of fragrances, that's also one you want to run from. That is a code word for hundreds of different toxic chemicals that don't have to be reported. So with your On Guard laundry detergents, none of that's in there. And I have been amazed at that little cap, which is very small. 1/4 of a cap for my HE washer is all it takes. For a regular washer, it takes basically 2 tablespoons. So that bottle's going to go a long way. And I noticed that my towels, my sheets, have a really fresh smell. Even after I've used them and put it up to dry. Sometimes in the past, it used to feel just a little bit, not really sticky, but it just didn't feel right, and it had kind of a musty smell. I don't have that anymore. And my washer always smells good too. Sometimes I'll put just a little bit in a washer and just run just to clean the washer out. And I don't have any of those musty odors. And my daughter has a hand-me-down washer from her in-laws, and it had a little bit of a musty smell. And I said, okay, we need to, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. She started using that, and even in the old washer, it took those smells out.
Nice.
So yeah, it's good to know.
doTERRA did a little seminar online through Facebook about what you're talking about. And they also said that washing the clothes wasn't good, and that every time you wash your clothes, you're putting more of the toxins in. You're not washing the toxins out.
Right.
And then you wash them again, and the toxins get washed in. It just builds up in the clothing.
Yeah. And I've even noticed some of my older things that might have had a little bit of a dingy look to it, the colors have brightened up. So I guess we were getting out some of those toxins. So, and it takes a very little amount. In this little package that it's called the sample wellness box for our LRP orders, this is a little bit of a sampling of all the different products to help in all the different areas that we want to reduce the toxins in. And it would also qualify for your free oil of the month and your free product credits. So that's the little one that's packaged together. They are all, as you well know, offered individually as well. As we use our oils and share our oils, I love sharing them, and then I wind up wanting to teach more of the oils and their properties and how wonderful they are and how they can support our systems and just make life a whole lot easier. And we know that they're safe and that they're all natural, and they're really affordable. When you really take a look at the pennies per drop on the oil, they go a long way, and it's a whole lot cheaper than what we've been using from our grocery store selections. We have 3 ways of sharing the oils. The referral partnership. I'll have my team, if they have friends that they would like to refer to me, if that person winds up joining, I give them a little free oil as a thank you. But I'm also encouraging anyone on my team, if they have friends that we want to enroll them under them, that they would enroll them so that they would get some income benefits from it. And then also, if you're wanting to build a team, you have the chance to supplement and even replace income. So there's a lot of advantages to our doTERRA. We can pay for our product with as little as 3 to 5 hours a week, and personally enrolling a few people a month. We can supplement our income with a few more hours, a few more people. And if you want to replace your income, anywhere from 30 hours and upward, and enrolling 8 customers and builders per month, and that moves you along the ladder to success. So there's a lot of ways to pay for your oils or make an income. We have a lot of different ways of presenting our classes. We have of course, a group class that we would put together, one-on-ones, 3-way calls, and now online webinars that I'm getting to now. So there's a lot of ways to share the oils. There's a lot of what we would want to do when you're preparing for a class. We want to make sure that your friends have been sampled. You want them to have a good experience with an oil before we invite them to a class and teach them more about the oils. And all of this is really taught in depth through the daily mentor calls. I'm looking at our time. I'm trying to wrap it up. I've gotten sorry. But anyone that's interested in the daily mentor calls, they're free. And anyone on Shalene's team, you can reach out to her. She can help you get hooked up with that. Anyone on my team, I'll help you. It's free. Elise Sedavi is a triple diamond with doTERRA, which is the highest rank that anyone can get. And she's not done it once, twice, but 3 times. So in her business, she has 3 legs that have reached the absolute highest level with doTERRA. So she knows what she's doing. There's no reason for us to reinvent the wheel. We take her steps, put it to work, and make it happen for us. And so that's all available for us. And I don't know how we're doing on time, if we have time for questions or comments.
Does anybody have some questions for Candace about cleaning or non-toxic cleaning ideas?
I do want to say before we finish, I have a little card that I would like to mail everyone. And it's just, it's a front and back little card on cleaning with essential oils and certain oils to use for different things. And then on the back, it's all little DIY recipes. And if you would remind you to put your name and address in the comments, then I can get that later and mail this off to y'all as just a little something from the class to have for future reference.
Well, thank you so much for everything. What is the recipe again? The 3 drops of lemon, 3 drops of lime.
2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of rosemary.
Okay, thank you.
It's called Clean Kitchen.
Awesome.
I have a question about.
I'll even put that on my vacuum cleaner bag. And so as I'm vacuuming, it smells good.
Great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. I have a question about cleaning the toilet.
Yeah.
Can you explain like how often, how much, concentration? Like,
I just put a couple of, I don't even measure it. I just put a little squirt. It's probably about maybe a teaspoon. And then I take the toilet brush. Sometimes I'll put a little lemon in with it too, but most of the time I just use just the concentrated cleanser.
If you have a hard spot, sometimes baking soda will give you the
Yeah.
Get something out too.
And then I also make like a soft scrub too. And I use the baking soda and lemon, the doTERRA cleanser, and a little bit of vinegar, and it makes a soft scrub. So I sometimes put that in the toilet too.
For the microfiber cloth, to have them just the right dampness for dusting, if you take them out of the washing machine, put them in a plastic bag, then you've got cloth for the week that will be just the right amount of dampness.
Oh, good idea. I haven't thought of that.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that? Someone
like
repeat what she said with her perfect accent. Could someone repeat what she just said?
Janely went on her mission to England, Sharon.
After I take my microfiber cloths out of the washing machine, I put them in a plastic bag without drying them, and they're just the perfect dampness for dusting.
Whoa.
That's great. That is great. Yeah.
Really good. Okay, I'm going to show a picture. Is it okay if I stop the picture you have, Candace?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, so I found this on the doTERRA site. Can you guys see sponges?
Yes.
So this says take a glass container. This is just a DIY. On doTERRA site, you could just say lavender dryer sponges. So you would see that. But in the glass container, you put water, vinegar, baking soda, lavender, and the sponges. And then when you're ready to use this as a dryer fabric, you just take out a sponge, rinse it out, throw it in the dryer.
Wow.
This sounds awesome. I'm excited to try that. Let's see if that helps along with the roller balls, but maybe this will help. It says that it smooths to the skin and fights off the static at the same time.
Okay.
Anyway, thought that sounded fun.
Did you happen to look up the foil?
I didn't, they had 4 different things and I didn't see the foil one.
There is a doTERRA blog. If you type in dryer balls, doTERRA dryer balls foil, that particular blog will pop up. Link.
Perfect. Oh, Candace, thank you so much, everybody. If you can, you may not hear our clapping, but we're clapping.
I hear you.
Thank you.
Oh, great to have you here. Thank you, thank you. So next week, we are going to have, in my mind, I always forget to check this and make sure that I know what we're doing the next week.
I think Lee is saying it's her.
Lee, it's Lee. Want to unmute and tell us what you're teaching us about, Lee?
Teaching us about pain relief.
There we go, pain relief. Thank you, I just found it as you said it. Okay, so Lee's gonna teach us about pain relief next week, and we're staying on here for about a 10 to 15 minute meeting. So anybody that wants to stay on, please stay and join us. Lee has this presentation prepared for us. Happy to have anybody stay on that would like to. And please be safe. I love having you on. You guys, there was 15 of us tonight. It just warms my heart. And there's more because there's multiples in some of the pictures. So see, it's just awesome. We're glad to have you all here. Thanks for coming. Love you guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Peter. Janely, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Where is she from? England. I love her accent.
I was born in London, but my father was in the British Air Force, so I lived all over the place, and I was living in East Anglia before I came here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm.
And she's my neighbor, and I get to hear her talented voice all the time.
Oh my goodness.
And her husband's from New York City and sounds like it.
From the Bronx.
Yep, I almost said that, but I wasn't sure it was the Bronx, but yep.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, bye.
thanks, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Okay.
All right, Lee, we're going to turn time over to you.
Okay, hi everybody. Good to see everybody on here. I miss you guys so much. Can't even tell you how much I miss you. I am going to share my screen so you can see. To share my document in Word.
Yay, we see it.
Not that one. Not that one. That's not the one I want. This is the one I want. Okay. All right. So as most of you know, I have an accounting business as well. And I have a client here in Cedar Park, and he's a geek. He's a programmer. He's got another couple of programmers that are working for him. He's got people that build websites and do creative writing on websites, just all these people that just are constantly into computer stuff. So he sent an email a couple of weeks ago that had a link to this gentleman whose name is Brian. I'm thinking it's Kane, K-O-E-H-N, and he works for a company called Client Point. And it's a series of 4 separate, and you can't see me, I'm doing this, 4
We can see you.
4 videos that teach us about creating the ultimate digital selling experience. His point in this is we've got to adapt and use video to sell now. That is what's working, especially with the pandemic. We have got to be able to use, a lot of us are uncomfortable with the tech that we have, but we've got to get used to it and use it. So he's come up with the 4 C's, and they are calibrate, connect, care, and a call to action. And they're going to sound really familiar because they're what you do if you really want to create a good selling experience for your clients. So the first thing you want to calibrate is yourself. So if you've been sitting back, kind of doing nothing, kind of like I have been, get on the offense. Let's go. Be optimistic. Know that there's a way to do this no matter what the situation is. We have a product in the doTERRA essential oils and their products that everybody can use. It's a solution for so many of the issues that we're having now. It's a solution for keeping our homes clean and sterile. It's a solution for the emotional problems that we're having. It's a health solution it's a solution for the health problems that we're having. So be optimistic, show that you have hope for the future. So switch over your mindset and recalibrate your thinking. And then you want to recalibrate your thoughts about your prospects. Who are they? Who are these people that you can share your products with? What are they going through at home? Are they working? Are they without a job? Are they teaching their kids, learning to teach their kids at home? And it's the same thing with them. Do they want to move forward, or do they want to stay in the same place that they are? You want to give them comfort, show them the possibilities, help them to grow, and take their mind into a better future. And now the second C is connect. So we know we have to connect with people. We want to speak to them in their language, and we want to be authentic when we do it. Think about the way that you calibrated them. What is it they actually want? One of the ways to do this is to send a video. You can do it. You can send them a video on Facebook. You can send them a video through a text. It's a very personal way of touching base with them. Email is much less effective nowadays than it's ever been. So if you think about, I know when I get up in the morning and I check my email, I'm just delete, 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 delete. And what am I deleting? I'm deleting emails from people that I've bought things from before, from companies that I've maybe looked at their website and researched some of their products. And they've got me on their email list. And that's what I'm just deleting those. So we don't want to get deleted. We want to show them enthusiasm and charisma, and the way we do that is with a video. In a video, you can lose your enthusiasm. Anytime you're on camera, you can seem like you're just really a boring kind of person. So you really want to be enthusiastic. You really want to get up there and show them that you really care about them and you care about the product that you're presenting to them. So we got to adapt. We have to adapt and use this. The next C is care. We're always hearing this, right? We have to care about the people we're serving them. So we need to love them. We need to care about what's going on with them. We want to hear their story. We want to listen to what they have to say. So you got to offer them an opportunity to do that. You want to be able to talk about their situation and how you can help. And one of the things we don't want to do in this kind of an environment is be a pushy salesperson. We got a lot of stuff being pushed on us right now, don't we? You got to wear a mask when you go out. You can only have 10 people in a group. You can't go to church, or you can go to church, but you can only have 50% of the people in there. You can't go to the restaurant that you want to go to. A lot of stuff being pushed on us, and it's all for our own good, but we don't want to be pushy when everybody's getting pushed from all sides at this point. We want to know, we want to listen to them. So, again, show possibility and hope and make them feel safe. So when you're doing a video, the last thing is your call to action. And what you want to do is set an appointment through your video. So you can add, I don't know if you know what Calendly is. Calendly is a calendar app, and it does cost money. So I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying somehow get a calendar in there, just like you would if you were in person. You might be showing them a physical calendar and say, I have these dates open to meet with you. Can you do a Zoom call at any of those times, and let them be able to respond to you when they can see you, even if it's just online. We can do one-on-ones, we can do classes, we can do all of the things that we were doing in person, we can do with a video because we can share our screen and we can show them the product that we use. We can show them how to order on doTERRA. We can show them the order form. So there are infinite possibilities with a video, just like there is in person. But the point is, take action then. Right when you send that video, give them the opportunity to get in touch with you so that you can share the oils with them. And now we're being able to go out and see people. So, you know, you can say, I'm happy to come to your house wearing my mask with my nice clean bottles of oils to share them with you. What time is good for you? But just be aware that I think as we go forward, we're going to have more of this. This is a virus. It's not something that's going to go away. The flu has never gone away. So virus isn't going to go. COVID-19 might get another name. It might be COVID-20 or whatever, but the coronavirus is here to stay with us. They've been here already. We just haven't had an outbreak like this. So we just need to know how to digitally approach people and make sales and have our businesses go forward. So that's all I have. And I think, Shalene, you sent this to everybody, right?
I did, except I don't think you've been showing what you've meant to be showing, because this is not the handout you sent me that you've been showing to us.
The 4 C's?
Yeah, this says, well, at least what I'm seeing is a Word document that says candy, toxin,
Oh, sorry. That's not the one
and I almost stopped you at one point, but.
I didn't mean to be showing that. Okay, now.
Maybe just bring up the right one and then.
Yeah, let me bring up the right one here. Got it?
There you go.
Yeah, that was what was on my screen. Sorry.
You can widen your screen a little bit, and so they can take a picture of it all at one time, maybe.
Widen my screen a little bit.
Does that work? Or yeah, maybe do that so it goes a little smaller.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But that was in your email, right?
Yes, this
Yes.
is an email that I sent out this morning, but that didn't quite go. It didn't go to Seguin friends here, and Judy. So Judy may want a picture too. But this is great information. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's interesting that in my Kirk Duncan training, he always tells us when we teach to introduce ourselves, instruct, inspire, and invite. And I see the calibrate as about ourselves and introducing a little bit, and the connecting is, you know, teaching, and caring is inspiring, and then call to action is inviting. It's interesting that sometimes we need all of these things to help the other person feel comfortable
Absolutely.
and be ready to move on. So,
And what's amazing is it applies in any kind of business.
it does.
No matter what you're doing, these things apply in all of your. It's been amazing how much better I'm able to do in my accounting with my accounting clients because of the things I've learned through doTERRA.
That's definitely the case for me. We just keep on learning in life, don't we?
Yep.
Such a good time. Thank you, Lee. Guys,
You are welcome.
to have you all on. I don't want to say goodbye. I just want to be in the same room and hug y'all.
Yeah.
Golly. So
Hugs.
hug. Love you all so much. Thank you for coming and joining and staying. Robert, so good to see you. And you guys are just all, Rebecca, are you back to doing massage? I bet you are. Your picture is gorgeous there. I thought it was really you too, but I guess that's your picture because you haven't moved.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, well,
Can you hear me?
are you back to doing massage?
Yes.
Yes.
I started back this week.
I saw that they lifted those restrictions, and I thought,
Yes. Can you hear me?
awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys keep up the good work.
Yes. Thank you. This was awesome.
Try so hard to just detoxify bit by bit. Candace gave us. Oh,
Pros.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Candy. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great. Love y'all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.